Wow, how cool is that? That's smart, look at that. Lovely. But what's not so cool here in Belper is that, well, it's dark and I'm at work, as you probably gathered, and there's not much to see in the dark. Definitely not the Cromford Canal as I would like to. But as fate would have it, there's always something to admire, and the beautiful lattice work on this footbridge, I just couldn't help myself. I had to stop and come and take a look, because my memories of this line go right back to the 1960s when I was a very small boy. Coming back up to date at Kettering Station in Northamptonshire, where I worked on the beautiful canopies along the platforms. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Having come to appreciate our beautiful heritage, I've taken the words out of my own mouth, because that's what it is, beautiful. And quite naturally, being a child of the 60s, steam along the GCR, the Great Central Railways, and many of our canals were becoming abandoned or were already mothballed. This was just one of those lines that fell victim to those infamous beaching cuts of the 1960s. But first, let's get down to what we're really here to see, the Lichfield Canal. In 2015, both my wife and I embarked on a lifestyle change that would eventually become a passion. Having grown up in Nottingham here in the UK, around the abandoned Nottingham Canal, with its many relics still dotted around to this day, it was becoming more and more apparent that besides the canals in water, there were those that were not in water, and I'm referring to the great restoration projects that are now happening all the way across our great inland waterways. In this video, we take a short look of a section of the Lichfield Canal about to go back into water. And with great sections of it already lovingly restored by those incredible volunteers, so why not come aboard with my wife, my dogs and I as we take a more affectionate closer look at this incredible life, the gentle life. While one sleep later, I find myself at Ogley Junction. The Lichfield Canal and its troubled history is getting right under my skin. It's almost impossible for me to get round all of the canal system on my boat, but there's a far easier way. Drive there. Come out for a walk. Ogley, Brown Hills, section of the canal that doesn't see much use. Definitely no evidence of any use. You can't see any telltale signs on the towpath, where boaters have moored up, and can't see any ash or any traces of elements of anyone mooring down here. Nice path though. Not that it was ever lost, but this is quite a nice find. Yes, it's a nice find for me. I like the steel work, or iron work as it appears to be, underneath the aqueduct on the Anglesey Canal. More evidence of the mothball line that runs from Lichfield City to what was Anglesey sidings. Isn't it a good job that these bridges were well engineered, in this case an aqueduct? Can you imagine if they weren't? They must be costing CRT an absolute fortune to maintain. Although that being said, Network Rail still must own the track bed, so I wonder how much of that responsibility falls to them. Once a double line, it seems, there is more evidence of this mothballed line along the Lichfield Canal, a disused signal box and level crossing at Fossey Way near lock number 18. Casting my eye over the incredible brickwork and ironworks here at this fantastic aqueduct, I don't think that CRT or Network Rail have anything to worry about anytime soon. And if there's one thing I despise, and it really shows it up here, is those dreadful precast units I have to work with now. There's the original bridge. Masking as it still is a once completely visible brick structure. And of course, because it gives it a blank canvas, The tagging does it no justice whatsoever. That's progress, eh? The Anglesey branch then, what can we say about it? No longer used for commercial traffic, still open for leisure cruising, with its signature of construction adding more detail to this intriguing aqueduct. This branch, once a part of a thriving coal industry, which supplied many factories to the great city of Birmingham. With two great escape routes to the northern BCN now closed in the 1950s, those two canals, the Lichfield and the Atherton, are now under gradual restoration. And as I head back up to Ogley Junction, we're going to take a little bit more of a closer look at that progress now. Because getting those two valuable links reopened will naturally encourage more people to cruise this fascinating area. Until then, it makes an interesting diversion with some surprising rural spots along the way, as you can see here. With all of this, it's not surprising that the Lichfield and Atherton Canal restoration team, those incredible volunteers, want to get those two sections opened up again. I, for one, would like to see my journey continue down here on the Black Country Ring, down to here on a fully restored Lichfield Canal navigation. I have been speaking to my beautiful wife, of course, and we do intend to do that ring possibly from next year. Definitely not this year because it would be a bit of a push. Levi. I've decorating to finish, boat blacking to be done, and boat safety. And with all this Birmingham Canal navigation to choose from, surely there's something here for everyone, even me. Oh yeah, but just look at this construction. Wow, what a fantastic way to start your journey onto the Lichfield Canal. And with that cruiser just moored off the junction, I surely hope that osmosis doesn't set in before his journey begins. And there's the sign, with restoration clearly displayed, opening one day to say, restored. With this BCN navigational marker along the ironworks here, along the towpath, a beautiful brickwork notwithstanding. It is a fine navigation, unfortunately with occasional weed growth, as can be seen here just beyond this beautiful iron bridge, and Levi with his ball. As you can see in here, there is one boat moored. I don't think there's anybody else here. Just the beautiful underbelly of this incredible iron bridge. You can see in more weed, more tagging, thankfully not on the sign. And there you go, look, off in the distance, and just beyond that, some distance away, is the canal aqueduct over the M6 toll. Perfect, and so quiet. If not for this absolutely gorgeous bridge, what other reason would there be for coming down here? With stone beveled by time from those horse-drawn boats, we take our leave now. As we go back to where the car is parked down at the local garden centre and coffee shop, we're heading now to Walsall Road, Muckley Corner. Roaring in the background there is the M6 toll. Now just across the way, you probably can't see it, but you can probably see the blue signage. There's the aqueduct. I'm going to go and take a walk round to that. But this will form part of the Lichfield Canal. Exciting. I've just got on at the boat pub off Walsall Road, Brown Hills. This is my first time down here, so I'm going to take a dive. These chairs are about every 50 metres, these chairs are. Wow, look at this. This is going to go back in water. Probably within 5 years. I'll be 66, maybe even 67. It's kind of exciting. You can see the blue sign at 11 o'clock, and you'll see the aqueduct. We're getting closer to it. Levi wants to play in the old Lichfield Canal canal bed. So I guess progress means that you're going to get that din in the background when you're up this way on your boat. But who cares? It's exciting. It's exciting to be here, even though there's no water in it. Imagination is everything. Come on then, mate. Let's go and have a look. Looks like there's some volunteers down here doing a bit of de-veg. Maybe, or it might have to do with the farm, I don't know. Yeah, they're probably responsible for all of this. Just been speaking to the lovely volunteers. One of them's cut his nose. I don't like to film people. I know people put people in their videos. I never feel comfortable doing it. Not bad for an extrovert, really, but I'm getting close. Let's have a look. Well, I'm here. I've made it. I've thought about it for a long time, but I'm here. And it's a well-known historical fact that the Birmingham Canal navigation has more miles of canal than Venice. Let's add to it, Lichfield Canal. We're here, Levi. We've made it. We have, affectionately referred to as the aqueduct that goes nowhere. But don't worry, Lichfield Canal, there's another restoration project over at Brush in Loughborough with a similar appearance. Yes, restoration projects, both canal and rail, are scattered everywhere across the UK. Wow, how are they going to get up there? Canal bed. Aqueduct over the M6 motorway. Toll. Oh, look at this. For someone like myself that works in assurance, I'd like to know, do the volunteers have any kind of facilities down here, tea making and toilets, etc.? They do have them at Tamworth Road. The volunteers have explained to me that the main focus of work is actually down there at Cricket Lane, at Tamworth Road, Barracop, where they've received funding for the next 2 years, all the way down to the pinch point. The main focus of restoration right now lies there. But it's easy to see, beyond this lock that is also in restoration, the loving care in clearing all this vegetation definitely bears talking about. It's sterling work and well done to them. On the Trenton Mersey at Swarkston at the start of the Derby Canal, there's a small section that could be cleared just like this. There's just no comparison to what's happening here. Here's the volunteers. Show her a word. This is Bill McDougall, lovely gentleman, been labouring and toiling down here for the last, what, how long?
3 years.
3 years. Who we got here?
Jean and Roger.
Jean and Roger also. Volunteering down here, clearing everything away. They've removed trees and all sorts over the last Lord knows how many years. So doing sterling work, so appreciate your time. That was fantastic chatting with the retirees who are absolutely fantastic and have been working down here for a number of years and really do value the work that they've done here and the progress that they've made. I'm definitely going to be coming down here a little bit more often to see the progress. It's fantastic. And all this material here that you can see here, they've cleared all this themselves. They've done this themselves. That's amazing. I think the youngest amongst them was about 81 years old. Talking to the volunteers there as I've just been doing, wow. It's clear to me, and it's becoming more obvious, that this is never going to get back in water, possibly not even in my lifetime. But to see it being developed and the care and attention that's going into it, handing it over to another generation, let's hope, eh? And apparently, to construct this edgerow, they had to clear scores of dead trees, and they've removed loads of dead trees from the canal bed. Some of them have been working here since 2013. They could use a cabin and a bit of electricity down here. Go a long way. And what have we got here? Some more brickwork that needs a few brick replacements, some pointing up to get it ready to go back into water. A bit spongy. Very spongy. But worth the walk through just to look at the brickwork. Film it for you. Because one day this will be back in water. Well, that's it for this short look. This section's some 4 miles away from the pinch point down there at Cricket's Lane, where works for the next couple of years continues. And while parts of the Lichfield Canal go back into water to encourage more development later on, we can only hope that more sections of it go back into water very soon. This one needs opening, I think, sooner rather than later. Will it be any time soon? It's anybody's guess. But with the work that's got to be done here alone, ground investigation works, you don't know what's underneath this road, and they're going to tunnel underneath it. I can't see this happening for many years to come. However, with this view, ground investigations should start immediately. If you like what we're doing here, whether it's here at Ogley Junction on the Lichfield Canal restoration or anywhere else on the canal system, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you did this with your favourite boating channel too, I am sure that they would appreciate it just as much as I do. Thank you very much also for liking, sharing and hitting the notification bell for future videos as they land on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all again in my next restoration video.